What if you couldn't know if your loved ones were alive? What if you needed help but you couldn't connect to the outside world?
The quake of magnitude 6.3 struck at 12:51 p.m.
With the scale of the damage, many survivors reached straight for their cell phones.
But with many landlines down, the mobile networks have been badly overloaded.
Communication failure is a widely observed characteristic amongst many disasters. The ability to communicate in the initial hours is the difference between a disaster and a catastrophe. Without communication, loved ones can't connect to each other, and emergency workers don't know how to best respond without communication to the civilians. This is a multi-dimensional problem. So, who has the solution to tackle this? Introducing Team Connect.
Last year when we were doing Imagine Cup, we were looking at the news, and then the news about Christchurch earthquake just happened, and then we were just looking at the computer screen as the news streamed in, and we really wanted to do something about that this problem, and then so we came up with a solution and we went with it. Basically, it is a system that connects you to your loved ones in a disaster when a communication network goes down.
That is quite timely with the recent disasters that have been happening all around the world, really.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what inspires us, because loved ones want to know if their loved ones are okay, and the communication goes down and people can't get emergency services. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to connect people to their loved ones and emergency services.
So how do we do this? We've got two problems: network congestion and network failure. We've designed a Windows Phone app where instead of sending multiple messages, which can cause congestion, you just send one message which is visible by everyone you care about. And this message contains your well-being and your phone's GPS location.
This Windows Phone app acts like a panic button in a disaster. You'd open it and hit one button that sets your well-being. The app then retrieves your phone's GPS location, combines it with your status, and sends this message out of the disaster zone using any connection available, whether it be Wi-Fi, 2G, or 3G. Once this message gets out of the disaster zone, it arrives at our database, which is hosted on the cloud. To host such a critical cloud system, we have used Windows Azure for the database, cloud services, and APIs. Once the message is in our database, we make this visible to your loved ones through our public web portal, which was written using Silverlight and the .NET framework. This allows people to register their own status or search for their loved ones from outside the disaster zone. We've also integrated social media so that your status can be updated on your Facebook profile or Twitter. As well as through our web portal, people can retrieve information from our database via our Windows Phone app to search for loved ones and keep track of their status and location.
So we have a database full of people's statuses and locations. We've essentially transformed the public into an information gathering service. So who can use this data? Emergency workers. We talked to New Zealand Civil Defence, who said that having a picture of the situation from the point of view of the people is important in the critical hours after a disaster. We also talked to New Zealand Red Cross, who said that this information will allow them to have a more effective emergency operation.
We created a management portal that allows emergency workers to view the data gathered from the public. Once a disaster happens, they can retrieve data for a specific area and instantly see people's statuses and locations. Then, they can quickly allocate their own resources to those in need of help. This data is also sent to emergency workers on the scene through a specialized version of our app. They can get data from the point of view of the people instead of word of mouth or having to spend critical time gathering information. Our app for the public can also communicate bidirectionally so that emergency workers can immediately notify civilians of what to do. The app also contains useful information such as first aid guides.
To push our system out there, we're going to provide this information gathering service to emergency personnel. They just need to cover the running costs. And to make sure that our business grows, we're going to generate additional revenue from app variations, such as emergency bracelets or personal panic button. Now that we addressed network congestion, what happens when the network goes down? We came up with a hardware solution that uses mesh networks, and we have built a prototype. And we also talked to the leading mobile equipment implementation companies in Australasia, Infratel Networks, who said that they are enthusiastic to do live network testing with us.
The time has come when technology can solve the world's toughest problems. Our technology will connect you to your loved ones and emergency services when you need them the most.
Team Connect, your voice,
your link,
your connection.